Okay, let's just wait and see if anybody pops on here before I start talking. See how the lighting is. Should be okay. This is my first video live stream, so there might be some glitches. Bear with me. We'll get through it together. We're talking jewelry, so it's not brain surgery, so we should be all right. I'm just gonna wait a couple of seconds here, and then I'll start talking. And for those of you that are going to be watching this as a replay, thank you for tuning in to watch the replay. I appreciate it. And hopefully you see something that you like. And always reach out if you have any questions, and through the website or on social media, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. Okay. And I'm going to work really hard to keep that glare of the ring light out of my glasses. But without my glasses, I can't see. So we're gonna have to just work through that. Okay, so if you've popped on, leave a comment. Let me know who's here. I can see eyeballs, but I don't know who they belong to. So it's always nice to know who I'm talking to. And then give it a second or so, and then I will walk through the river collection, which I'm actually very excited about. So let me get organized here. Okay, so with this awesome software, you should be see if you're seeing what I'm seeing. You should see the product stuff come up. So I'm gonna kind of do this in the order that I have it on here, and so you can see all the product information and everything. The lighting in here isn't natural lighting, obviously. So take a look at the listing photographs, because those I always do in natural light. So they'll give you the best representation of true color. All right, let's get started. So first off, this is River. I'm excited about this collection. Actually, I probably should have released this one a little earlier, but because it's got some of the fan favorites, as they say. Chrysocolla, it's got turquoise, it's got blue apatite. So it's some really popular stones in here. But with copper and things like that, I kind of wanted to wait until the end of summer. And so here we are. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about, and the reason I'm doing this first is because it's really hard to pronounce, and I just want to get it over with. Uh, Shattuckite. I think I said that right. Shattuckite. I've been listening to Google Pronounce today. So this is really, actually, that's pretty good lighting for an accurate representation. Really deep blue, very, very pretty. Just gorgeous shades of blue. And then it's on sterling silver. So the bail is sterling and the chains are sterling. All of my chains are always sterling silver if they're the silver type. So really striking. Let me put it up against my palm here. There you go. Very pretty. And this one, so this is Arizona. So this is an Arizona stone. There's gonna be a lot of Arizona in here. I've got to get there because there's some amazing things coming out of the ground in Arizona. And this one's 18 inches. But on this one, I actually put a little extender on it as well. So that's about an inch or so. So that'll go to 19 inches if you want to have an extender on, make it a little bit longer. So that is Shattuckite. Now the reason that is named that, because I did some research on this, because I wasn't really familiar with this stone. It's named after the mine, and that's very typical. They often do that. So it was the Shattuck mine in Arizona where this was discovered, and that is where the name comes from. So that's this one here. We'll put this one back here. So what you're going to find as I'm going through here is we're going to start kind of with the really intense blues, and we're going to kind of work towards some more green. And then we're going to finish off with this whole awesomeness right here. Okay, so so the Shattuckite was the first one. And then hello everyone. So thank you, first of all, for joining me. So I'm not talking to myself. That was a real fear. Well, I mean, Willow's here, but she's like, no. um, so throw your name in the comments. I can see the eyeballs, but I can't see who they belong to. So let me know who's here. Just put your name there and a little wave or something, so I know who's here. All right, so I'm gonna click on the next one here. So the next one, okay, so this one's been a popular one. I've put this one on social media, and I will be honest, and I have taken this one to some in-person shows. When I quite often, before I release a full collection online, I will take some in person to kind of see what the reaction is like, see if I'm on the right track, and I'm definitely on the right track with this one. This one's super popular. So this one is the Blue Apatite, faceted with the copper. So yeah, this lighting is pretty accurate. But again, for those of you who just popped on, always take a look at the listing photographs, because those I do in natural light, north facing natural light, so they're very accurate as far as color. But you can see the sparkle. Now, I'm not a huge bling person, but you know, these faceted diamond cuts in this collection are bringing me around to some bling. I'm gonna be honest with you. These are 4 mil, so tiny little ones. Diamond cut, as I said, so they really capture the light. And instead of hand knotting, which I often do on silk, I put little copper spacers in between here. So not only does it accentuate each of the stones because it gives a little space, but it's just a really striking contrast, that warm brown with the blue, which you know you kind of typically see with silver, but with the copper, it just adds that richness to it. And again, I've put in a little extender on it. So this one's 16 inches, so it's a little shorter. So it would sit about here, but with the 1 inch extender, you know, give you a little bit of space. You know, some feedback that I've got from people in person is that they don't like anything right up against their throat, and I get that. So that's why I always tend to put an extender on. If you wanted it a little bit longer than that, reach out and we'll figure that out. Now, also with this one, is there's a matching bracelet. So if you need extra bling, you know, those days that you're like, I need to really sparkle, you've got the matching bracelet as well. So done the same way with the copper beads in between. And I'll put a little extender on that one as well, just so there's a little bit of flexibility. You know, our wrists change, and sometimes you might want something a little bit looser. So I just think that, you know, a couple little links in there will give you that flexibility. And then I always finish them off with a little dangle. So so yeah, you can do the necklace, bracelet, super lots of bling, and put them together. Completely up to you. They are listed separately. So I'll pop up the bracelet one here. There's the bracelet listing. And again, you're going to need to give me your wrist size, which is very easy to do. Just going to put this down for a second. So I've given the instructions on the website on what to do. Now, bear in mind that when it's the really small beads like this one, you don't need to add that much extra, okay? So, you know, I've kind of given some wiggle room there, you know, add 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch or whatever, but these are super tiny. So you really don't need, you know, measure your wrist size, and if you want it snug, pretty much let me know what that is, and, you know, maybe I'll add 1/4 of an inch, and then that, you know, will give you a little bit of flexibility. The larger the bead, obviously the more space you're going to need to get it on your wrist properly. Okay, so apatite, lots of sparkle on that. So blue apatite, it's calming. I should be wearing some. So it's a calming stone, but it's also known as a stone of manifestation. So, you know, if you need to kind of, if you want to manifest something or someone, get some blue apatite. Okay, so moving right along here. So we're sticking with some there's quite a bit of blue apatite in this collection. It just, I think it just works as far as a river collection. It's got that really interesting color. It's hard to kind of, it's teal, but it's a nice teal. It's not bridesmaids dress teal. So it's a little darker. It's got that richness to it, and you'll often find it's got some copper flowing through it. So it's got a warmth to it that comes in and goes. And you'll see that on this next one, which is the first silversmith piece of the collection. And this one I've posted on social media as a little teaser, and that's gotten a good response. So this one is, I don't know, let me see if I can get it so you can see the copper in there. No, it doesn't want to cooperate. There you can see it. Oh, there you go. You can see it a little bit better there. It brightened it up. So again, take a look at the profile pictures on the listing, but you can see that warmth running in there. It looks like water, you know. It just has that depth to it as well. The stones always have that depth. And so this one I did with a serrated edge just to give it a little extra texture. And this one's got quite a bit going on. So it's got the serrated edge, but then it's also got this silver wire wrapped around it to kind of frame it, to give it a little bit more chunk. And then two little adornments. So the one adornment, and we'll focus, is a little silver ball. So I make these myself. And then this one is a textured adornment to add just, again, a little bit more texture, a little bit more something to it. And then stamp 925 on the back, and then with my little swirly bail. I like to do that. I wouldn't call it a signature bail. I don't do it all the time, but I do that little swirl at the back. So you have a little bit of detail if the necklace flips around. So this one is heavily oxidized. You can see the kind of black. It just kind of gives it, again, especially when you have lots of adornments on here, lots of details, it just adds to it, just pulls it out. And then the chain is also oxidized. Now, if you want a shiny chain, no problem. You can just leave me a note at the checkout, and I'll put it on a shiny chain. But the pendant itself is heavily oxidized. Okay, and that one is, let me see. Oh, hi, Christine. I figured you were one of the 4, but nobody wants to admit who they are. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, as always. So this one I think is on an 18 or 20. I honestly can't remember. It's in the listing. Most of them I do on 20 inches. If it says it's listed at 18 and you want 20, just shoot me a note. There, you can kind of see it there with the depth of color. Yeah, it's a pretty one. Blue apatite is just really pretty. So on here, you know, I've put it with the silversmith with the bling. So, you know, this is definitely one way you can style things, is to go with a little bit shorter choker, you know, beaded choker, something like that, and then put either just a regular pendant or a silversmith pendant below it. And you know, that's a nice look. And I mean, you can go even further in your layering if you want to. You know, in a future video, I think we'll just spend a little bit of time playing around with layering and stuff like that. That could be fun. So for me, anyway, right now I've got these together. They're the same stone. The colorway works really well. And again, you've got the matching bracelet. Now, we also have this little bracelet. So let me pull this one up. Okay, so this one is this one's super cute. This one is frosted blue apatite with a little fish connector kind of swimming through there. Can I get that to focus? And if you can see, if it catches the light, let's see if I can get it. I've put, so this is our frosted 6 mil blue apatite. So anytime you have something frosted, it just softens it, softens the color, starts to look like beach glass, you know, sometimes. And then for the fish eye or in between them there, you've got one of the 4 mil faceted, just to add that little surprise sparkle on your wrist as you're walking around. So again, this one's a 6 mil. Here, I'll put it on this wrist. Super cute. I made this one big. I have like little baby wrists. So I think this one is like a 6.5 or a 7. My wrists are like 6.25. So yeah, it's super cute. If you have any Pisces that you need to shop for, here's an idea. A little fish blue apatite stretchy bracelet. Now, before I put this away, for those of you who are new to my stuff, the way I do my stretchy bracelets is I use Opalon, which I think is the best material. So I pre-stretch the elastic. I use Opalon. I double thread it, and then when I can, I knot it in 3 places. Okay, so I'll knot it here, and then I'll feed it through, and then I'll knot it here, and I'll feed it through, and then I'll knot it here. So they're good and strong. If the beads are really small and I can't feed that through, then I triple knot it. So again, they're still very durable, okay? Because I know everybody's had the stretchy bracelet that's went everywhere. But when they're knotted in 3 places, you're gonna have to work pretty hard to do that. Okay, so rolling right along. If you have any questions, I will look at the comments to see if there's any questions, or you know, reach out and after the fact. Okay. All right. So what is next? Oh, okay. Let's see. You know, I finished this necklace this morning, and when I finished it, I was thinking to myself, this might be my favorite of the collection. I'm not sure why it took me so long to finish it. So this is the first turquoise of this collection. I love turquoise. It's in my top 5 stones, 100%. And this is turquoise from Arizona. Again, Arizona. I got to get to Arizona. Amazing stones in Arizona. So this one is the second silversmith of the collection. Let me see if I can get this up here so you can see this. Can you see this? So this to me looks like an aerial view of water flowing over rocks. That's what it looks like to me. It's just stunning. So it's a beautiful piece of turquoise from Arizona, and I put the serrated edge around it. Again, you can see it just adds that little bit of texture, that little something something to it. And so this is all sterling silver. So the bezel is sterling, the back is sterling on this one. This one I just put a simple little bail on it, and again oxidized, because you can see there's a good one. You can see the copper. You can see that warm kind of coppery matrix in there. That looks like rocks. It just looks like water over rock. There's some good pictures. Yeah, I managed to get some good pictures this morning because it was an overcast day. So they're a really good representation of what it actually looks like. And this one, Again, I think it's a 20-inch chain. Yeah, the serrated edge is just something, you know. I know some people just aren't a fan of the serrated edges, but sometimes you just got to do it. So I always try to have both, and I do have you know, one that's not serrated in here, and you know, so with this one, I actually have two. So these were bought as a pair. So if you like the stone and you're one of these people that's like, I'm not a fan of the serrated edge, I can make another one. I think it would be an amazing ring. Again, I got little baby hands, but you know, an amazing ring. I think it would be an amazing cuff bracelet. And I have the stuff. I'm gonna start making cuff bracelets. Sorry, I keep going out of. I'm new here. Okay, well, I'll get this sorted out, but I keep going out of frame. I think it would be a really cool cuff bracelet as well, but it would be a really nice ring. So again, I have another one. Where is it? Yeah, it's virtually the same. They're, you know, they were a pair. Yeah, they have, it has the same matrix and everything to it. So if you know, if you wanted something a little bit more bling, a little bit more detail, whatever, you know, I don't have a ton of room for customs because I have a couple on the go, but you know, I do have a few spots for customs. So um, I've got a few stones here that I'm going to kind of show you that you might want to do something with. Okay, so that is the first turquoise of the night. Arizona turquoise. What a way to start. Um, it's really beautiful. It's one of these ones that when you see it in person, you're just like, wow. Okay, that's that one. All right, now, where are we? Okay, so moving along. Where are we going here? So I'm going to simplify it a little bit because I know, you know, the silversmith ones are a little bit more pricey, a lot more work. I try to keep them reasonable, um, but um, but this one gives you that blue apatite without the silversmithing cost. So it is your classic. Uh, let's see, let's get it in the light here. Lighten up. So it's your classic teardrop, just on a little, you know, a nice bail. Here, can, it's got a nice translucence to it. You can't really see it. There we go. There we go. And it's got a really nice depth. Again, blue apatite just has a really nice depth to it. And again, this is kind of translucent, so the light does kind of shine through it, and you've got that little bit of that earthy matrix in there. So this is just a sweet little pendant. Nothing fancy about it, but it could be an everyday piece, and it's shiny. So this is the shiny, you know, sterling silver, and this is an 18-inch. Pretty sure this is 18. Um, so again, if you wanted it a little bit longer, I can switch it out to a 20, but be a good layering piece. There we go. Yeah, I think it would be a really nice layering piece as well. You know, you could do it with the you know, with the faceted and that kind of thing as well. It certainly doesn't need to be something like this. So it would be another nice layering piece. Let me just throw it on here. Yeah. So this one's 20 and this one's 18 inches. Okay. Okay. Oh yes. Let's see. I managed to get a couple of studs done. I got a big shipment of stones about 3 o'clock today. And I managed to get one pair done, Chrysocolla, for tonight. But I've got a bunch of studs because I know people are asking for smaller. So I've got some bigger, kind of chunkier gemstone earrings tonight. But I am doing studs as well because I know people are kind of seem to be going a little bit smaller. It seems to be the trend at in-person shows and stuff like that. So your basic everyday see if I can get this light to blue apatite. Doesn't want to lighten. Oh, there you go. These are a dark blue apatite, so they are pretty rich in color, and they're 8 by 10, so they're ovals. So they're a little different. I can't model any of the earrings because my earring holes have closed up. But you know, they're 8 by 10, so they're just little tiny. You can put them in and kind of forget about them, or you can pair them if you have multiple piercings. And then they're on sterling silver backs. So the back posts are all 925 sterling on the post. Okay, so I think I have 2 pairs of those. I think I have 2. I have those, and then one I'd have to make of the 8 by 10 of the blue apatite. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so speaking of chunky or earrings, let's kind of look at some of these. So we're going to start to transition from the really rich kind of tealy blue and go a little bit more into the greens. So as we do that, first of all, we've got these Chrysocolla nuggets is what I would call these. And again, if the lighting is not picking them up, check out the product page there. Is it better on the white? Hello. These are pretty. You're kind of starting to see it there. So there's some light. There's like shades of teal. There's some where am I here? Where's my finger? There we go. Some like greeny teal in there, and then there is that brown kind of matrix in there. There, that's getting better. And so these are nuggets. So the edges of these are rough. Okay, so they're not. This is definitely more of a relaxed kind of boho kind of feel, but very pretty. It would work. These would work with blue apatite as well because they do have that tealiness to them. I think they're very versatile. Actually, I think they go good with a pair of jeans. You could dress them up if you wanted. There, that's starting to kind of see the stone there. And then sterling silver. So again, all the ear wires that I work with, if it's silver, are going to be sterling. Now I do have surgical stainless steel. If you have an issue with sterling silver, I can do that as well. So you would just have to let me know, and I can switch them out to surgical stainless steel. Okay. So yeah, so these are pretty cool. They're lightweight. They're not really thick. They're what I would call a slice, right? They don't have a concaveness to them, so they're pretty lightweight, and they're fun. They're just a really pretty color, and I like the nuggets. The nuggets seem to be very popular. They go pretty fast. Okay, so next. Oh, these are cool. Okay. So also with Chrysocolla, but for the days you want to be a little bit more, yeah, that's right, I'm here. These are definitely more statement earrings, 100%. I think I described them as tooth shape. You could call them dagger shape as well. But the interesting thing is, and it might be hard to tell here, but on the inside here, it actually curves in a little bit. So it's not like it's not symmetrical on both sides. The lapidary artist put that little bit of a taper in there, which is very cool. So these have a lighter tones. You can kind of start to see them picking up there. Really interesting color. Again, lots of variation of color in here, but all those pretty blues that everybody loves, all the pretty blues. And again, on your sterling silver ear wires, and I can switch those out if you like. So These I think are two inches, maybe a little over 2 inches. So definitely a little bit more of a statement earrings. Excuse me, I have to take a drink, but it's lemon water. Lemon water. So Chrysocolla, and we'll have lots of Chrysocolla here. So Chrysocolla is a birthstone for Sagittarius. So again, if you've got a Sagittarius individual on your list that likes jewelry, Chrysocolla is a good one for them. It's very calming. I mean, all of these things are very calming, right? I mean, these soft blue greens, yeah, very, very calming. But Chrysocolla is known to be calming. It apparently improves creativity, so I should wear some, and self-awareness, so I should wear some. Yeah, keep your comments to yourself, some of you. And apparently it increases your capacity to love as well. So it's a beautiful stone, and it's definitely one of the most popular stones for my base in markets and stuff like that. It's hard to keep it in stock at markets. It gets scooped up really quickly, and online. So so yeah, it's just got that colorway that everybody really likes. So let's see. Okay, so sticking with Chrysocolla. Now, the other interesting thing about Chrysocolla, and you'll see this as we go a little bit further along here, is it has the blue, like those two earrings that we just looked at, which are, you know, kind of close to that blue apatite kind of color. But it also can go into the greens. And this is a really good proof of that right here. So this pretty little Chrysocolla heart, let's see if I can get this up here. So you can see, hopefully it lightens up. There we go. It's starting to pick it up. You've got the little bit of blue, but it's now a softer kind of seafoam blue-green. And then you've got almost what looks like mossy green in there. And then you've got some really rich rust and copper coming through here. Very, very pretty. And this is also translucent. So this up here in this corner and in this part here, that's translucent. So the light is passing through that, and you can see how it changes. And then the back is very pretty as well. So it's basically the same on both sides. So if it flips over or something like that, you know, you're good to go. And so I wrap this. This is argentium, so tarnish resistant silver plate, and it's sterling silver chain. So big kind of chunky Rolo chain on this. So kind of, it's the rounder, so kind of circles. There you go. Really pretty. You know, again, just really nice as a gift. You know, people love to give heart-shaped jewelry for gifts. So if you're shopping for somebody else, or you know, just to wear on its own, or layered, I think this one's an 18-inch. It's a little shorter. So again, 18 inches. If you wanted it longer, leave me a note. I'm not too worried about any of that. Okay. What do you think of that? It's cute, right? I think I have another one. I know I got two. I can't remember if one sold already and this is the second one, or if this is the first one, to be honest with you. But if this one gets snagged up, you know, reach out and I'll dig through my stash and I'll see if I can find, here, sorry, I forgot to pull up the product thing. I'll see if I have another one. But I'm always on the lookout for Chrysocolla. I mean, you know, as I say, it's one of the most popular stones. So I am always on the hunt for a good Chrysocolla. And I have some more here that, actually, you know what? I think right now I'm going to show you one. Because I was going to do these up, but I was torn on whether or not to do them as earrings or pendants, because again, it seems like the trend is going to smaller earrings for a lot of people. And so, these are getting a little bit on the bigger side. Now let me see if I get these right here. There we go. Okay, this is a beautiful matched pair of Chrysocolla. Can you see those? Focus. Aren't those cool? Christine, you're going to be all over these, I know. But here's the thing. I was going to do these, right? These are so cool. I was going to do them up as earrings, and then I thought, right? Okay, oh my God, earrings. I know. But then I thought they'd be really cool as pendants, too. Well, if these are speaking to you, let's talk about it and we'll figure out what to make out of them. Because I was torn. And when I'm torn, I just put them aside until I sort it out. So those are definitely one pair that I thought were really cool. I also have these, which are another nugget pair, a little bit more to the blue. And I can certainly do these up. I ran out of time. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, I have big plans, and then, okay, yeah. See these? Yeah, these are really cool too. So I wanted these on here, but very similar to the first pair, a little bit bigger, but again with that nugget. So they've got that chunky edge to it. So they're just a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more casual. That's really cool. I really like the nuggets. I think they're really interesting. And they just seem more natural, right? They're a little bit less worked. So these are also something I could very easily make earrings out of. Let me know. They're definitely going to be earrings. I just didn't get them on there. Very similar to the first pair. Okay. Nope, earrings in my bag. Oh, Christine, I love you. Okay. So, for those people that are here, welcome, and let me know who you are. I get it. Okay. I don't comment when I'm watching live videos either, but I can see the eyeballs. I just don't know who's here. But I did see Lori. So hi, Lori. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And let's keep going. Okay, so we're gonna move into a little bit more turquoise. So this one is interesting. This one is a little different. So we had the faceted blue apatite 4mm round. This is African turquoise in a cube. So they're little squares. And oh, yeah, this is a good color. So this lighting is this lighting setup is good. I don't know if I'll ever be able to replicate it again, but we'll see. But you can see some of them are the blue, you've got the greens, and then you've got some of these earthy ones that got some of that mustard and the brown in there. Just gorgeous, earthy yumminess. And I think that the cubes are really different, right? They're just different. You don't see them very often. They are a little bit more expensive than the round. You can imagine how much work it is, right? Like the round, they can put into a machine and tumble it round, right? These are got to be done by hand, I would imagine. So they're a little bit more expensive as far as a stone cut, but the African turquoise, if you focus, there we go. And then what I did is I silk knotted this one. So each little cube is separated with a little silk knot. So it just accentuates it a little bit more. They just stand out a little bit more because you've got that little bit of space to it. And the silk just gives it a gorgeous drape. I use silk because it just drapes really beautifully. And I just think it's a luxurious fabric. So this one is shorter. So this one I believe I did this one as a 15 or 16, but again, it's got the little extender on it to give you that extra little inch, and it's sterling silver. So the lobster clasp and the dangles are always going to be sterling silver. So yeah, so this one's a little bit more. Now I do have, I did get in a bunch of the 4 mil faceted African turquoise. Okay, so that would be in the same kind of price category as the blue apatite, so a little bit less. So I did bring in a bunch of this, and you can see it. I mean, nothing against it. It's also gorgeous. Really good quality stones. Focus. There we go. The blues and and the browns. There we go. And the sparkle. So I just didn't do it up because, I've got a lot of faceted stuff here already. But it's definitely something that I plan on doing up. And I'll probably even do some this weekend because, I'm at a big event. But you can see size-wise, here's the difference. So the cube's just a little bit chunkier than the round. So if you like the African turquoise, but you're not maybe a fan of the cube, or you want to keep it kind of in that little bit less price point, as I say, I've got the 4 mil faceted rounds, and I'll be doing up a bunch of those as well. Same thing with bracelets. I've got one of the cube bracelets done, and this one's really nice. It's got some nice blue in it. It's got some, and this one's a shade. It's got the extender. So this is basically going to be just under 7 to just over 7. But again, I think I've got enough to do another one of the cube, or I can do a bracelet in the round. And it's just, yeah, so this would be really nice in a stack, just to add that row of, earthy yumminess in a stack, just for some sparkle in there. Be super pretty, or on its own. And, with the sparkle, it's, you can dress it up or down with that sparkle. So African turquoise. Now, African turquoise, obviously, from Africa, but it's actually not officially a turquoise. It's really a jasper that is mined in Africa. It's just named African turquoise because of the color and what it looks like. But it's not officially, from a structure standpoint, a turquoise. Okay, but it's a grounding stone, and it helps you release negative energy away, which makes sense, because how can you be upset when you're looking at that? And it's also a stone of evolution. So it's good for somebody that's going through change, or wants to start something new or do something. It gives you that confidence to just go do it. Just do it. So that is the faceted cube. Okay, on the turquoise. So you can see here, I've put the African turquoise with this Chrysocolla. Now you can't see it too well here. Let me see if I can move this up here. But you can see how with the green Chrysocolla, I don't know if it's going to pick this up, but with the green of that heart Chrysocolla, yeah, it works with the African turquoise. So, you can mix matched stones. You don't always have to have, the same stone in your stack of necklaces. Okay, so we talked about the bracelet. So there's the bracelet here. And again, the reason that this one's a little bit more than the blue apatite one is it's the shape. These cubes are just a more expensive product material than the round. So again, I can easily do a bracelet in the round ones. and they'd be the same as the blue apatite. Okay, so oh good. Hi Lori. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. My plan is to do, if the feedback is good, you know, if you're enjoying it, if you like to see them this way, I'll definitely do this, and I'll do, you know, different topics and things like that. Time wise, you know, I know I've got people across the country, so you know, I know I do tend to do my releases at 7 Eastern Standard. Let me know in the comments. If 7:30 is better, 8 o'clock, if you want to, if if you want to catch live, um, let me know. I'm flexible about that, and even days of the week. I don't think weekends are good, but you know, if there's a evening in the week that's better. I do tend to do Thursdays, but you know, let me know. Do I have another Arizona turquoise? I wasn't fast enough. Yes, yeah, the teardrop one, like this. Yeah, I have this one right here. Um, so I've got. Are you kidding? If I panned for you to look at my studio, I have so many stones, it's crazy. So yes, I have lots of stones. Oh, um, but let me keep going here so I don't. Oh, and the other. Uh, yes, please. Okay, so keep going. So back to a pair of earrings. Now, okay, so now back to this word that's really hard to pronounce. Shattuckite. Shattuckite. Ugh, it couldn't be like Smith mine or something like that. So Shattuckite is named after the mine. If you missed it, because it was this stone is one of the first. Is the first one I talked about. It's named after the mine where it was found in Arizona. Okay, so there's no special meaning behind it besides that. These are a really pretty pair. So you can kind of see the colorway there. Um, Again, looks like water flowing over like the shoreline here with some pebbles. So you've got those brown kind of earthy tones, and then you've got that gorgeous tealy water blue there. Really pretty pair. So I made these a little bit more dressy, I would say, because I put the sterling silver bales on it as opposed to the O-rings. It just dresses it up a little bit. So I can see these night on the town, you know, with maybe some faceted turquoise or something, or one of the silversmith pieces, and these earrings, and then the bales just make it a little bit more dressy than the O-rings, and it's all again all sterling silver in that pretty tie shape or triangle shape, whatever you want to call it. Um, really pretty pair. And the back, you know, is the same. So coming and going, baby. You're gonna look good. Nice and polished on the back too. So those are really pretty. So those are the two Shattuckite that I have, and that one. So Shattuckite is helps with communication and intuition, and it helps you speak the truth, you know, put your truth out there, and so that's a good thing to do as well. Okay, so that's that one, and oh, okay, yeah. It's like I'm discovering these all for the first time. It's like, oh yeah, this one. All right, so this one. So as I say, we're going a little bit more into the. We're kind of go back into a little bit more blues now. So this is a really good transition. Um, this is turquoise. So we're back to some turquoise here. This one it's turquoise chips. Really nice, really nice chips. So it's got, you know, such a beautiful color range in here. You've got that kind of Sleeping Beauty blue, and then you've got some of the greens, and you've got those earthy tones. Uh, just a really nice mixture. Um, and I think I've done some close-ups on the listing so you can kind of really see. And then the focal here, this is a picture jasper. And I just thought this stone was so cool with that brown little line going through it. It just was like, okay, it needs something special. So I put it on this. Now I've got, so this is a picture turquoise nugget. I've got a bunch of picture turquoise nuggets. So, um, you know, the one on the listing is this one, which is about a size 7. But I can make more, but the focal obviously is going to be different. So that's the only thing that's going to be different. But I've got a bunch, and there's some other cool ones. So I could, you know, send you some pictures of some of the focals some of the nuggets that I have, and you can pick, you know, which one that you like. Now the other really cool thing about this one is it's done with a magnet. So this has been a really popular style for to in-person markets is the magnet. So I've done a bunch. I've did one, there's a rose quartz one in the Spring Blossom collection. There, what else did I do one in? The Larmer in Shoreline, very popular. So Larmer chunks with a little potato pearl with a magnetic clasp. So people that have arthritis, or you know, if you live by yourself like me and you don't have 25 minutes sometimes to struggle with the lobster clasp because it's just that kind of day, uh, then this is a really strong magnet. So you'll see, you know, if I just see that, no, because I was off here, let me do that again. So it's a really strong magnet. All you have to do is just kind of get it a little bit close and it'll catch, and it's strong. Like it's, you know, like if you're worried about like putting on your coat or something like that, you got to work. I mean, you know, you have to really tug it to get it off. So it's a nice strong magnet. It's a sterling silver magnet. So the findings here are all sterling silver, but you know, just nice and dainty. Let me put it back on so you can see. Again, this one's a bit big for my wrist. Yeah, I think this one I did as a 7. But I can, you know, do this in any size. We need to be pretty accurate on this because there's no adjustability with the magnet. But again, really, really cool with that little picture jasper. And actually, while we're here, what do you think of this bracelet? So I put this on because I made this for my, here, let me get rid of this. I made this for myself. It's leather with turquoise. And I wore it to a show and somebody was like, if you make me one, I'll buy it. And it just, people were noticing it. So is this, you know, a type of style that you'd be interested in with the leather? You know, it's 2 really fine leather cords. Now I did this one with a, here, with a clasp. I would change this and do it with a lobster clasp and an extender. I'm not a huge fan of this particular clasp. It's fiddly. Like 20 minutes today, like I don't have time for 20 minutes to get this bracelet on. So I would do it as with a sterling lobster clasp, I think, and then with a little extender. But if this is something that you're interested in, let me know, and you know, I can make some up and put that on there. It's quite a casual style, but yeah, as I say, it was getting some positive feedback. So if it's interested, you like the leather, yeah, it's yeah. Again, somebody just was like, you know, if you make that, I'll buy it. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, so we've got so as I mentioned, I've got a bunch of studs that I'm going to be working on and getting out here because I know a lot of people want smaller earrings, and I had a big shipment and it was hoping it was going to be here last week to get it all done, but it arrived at around 3 o'clock. But I opened it up because I had some 8 mil Chrysocolla in there, and I wanted to see if there was any good, really nice match pairs. And there was this pair, so I was like, okay, I gotta get these put together. Now, I don't know if you're gonna be able to, let's see if it's gonna work itself out here, but you can see it on the listing. These are really cool. You can start there. Okay, it's starting to lighten up. It's got some really cool teal. It's got some line like stripes through it. It's really pretty patterns, and they are a really nice match pair, which is hard to do with the small ones, I find. And I don't know, maybe people don't care as much as I do, but I always really want to have match pairs. Yeah, it's not really picking it up, but take a look at the listing if you're into studs, because this is a nice pair. Like there were some other ones in there, but they were lighter, like the really light green. So I think what I'll do with studs is I'll do them individually, because I don't want to have it where it's like, you know, this kind of, especially this kind of stone where it's like made to order, but you're seeing that, and then you get one that's a light green, and I don't want anybody disappointed when they open my packages. So I think, you know, what I'll do is I'll make them and then I'll post them so you know exactly what you're getting. So the listing is for that set, and the pictures that you see on the listing are for those ones, and they have a really pretty pattern to them. Okay, so we are getting there. I appreciate everybody that's hung out. All right, so we are now getting to this here. All right, so let me pull this one up. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down here. So again, the last of the faceted that I have here is Chrysocolla. 4 mil diamond cut faceted Chrysocolla. Yummy. Blue, that sea foam blue, and some greens in there. Just gorgeous beads. And this one I hand knotted on the silk. So, and I did it with the brown silk. So it's got that nice warm kind of contrast. To kind of contrast, kind of like pebbles with, you know, with the water, and super sparkly and very, very pretty. Dress it up, dress it down. Just say, I don't need to be dressed up to do sparkles. And then this one is 17. So I made it a little bit longer. And again, sterling silver extender to get you to 18. So this one is the longer of the 3 faceted. And I didn't make a bracelet. Did I make a bracelet? No, I don't think I got to making a bracelet. But I can absolutely make a bracelet with the Chrysocolla, 100%. And I will, and I'll get it posted. Or if you you want one, again, it'll be the same as the blue apatite from a price standpoint. Just let me know, and I can, make one up for you. And again, because they're tiny, when you're measuring your wrist, you don't need a lot of extra for your measurement. Okay. So beautiful blue green. So let me, just to kind of get you a sense of the different color, let's do this. Actually, I'll do all of them in the 4 mil. And let's see how good this lighting is. Okay, so blue apatite with the copper. You can see it's that teal blue, really vibrant, gorgeous blue. This middle one is the Chrysocolla. So it's in between. It's got that blue green. And then this one is the African turquoise. So a little bit more to the green. You've got some that, are almost black. So you can, that should give you, does that give you, can you see that? That's a good kind of way to be able to see the difference in the color between the 3. Vibrant, true blue, sea foamy blue-green, and some of that sea foamy blue-green, but also green and some kind of black matrix there. All sparkly, all gorgeous. Okay. The last of the silversmith for now. I've got some others I'm gonna do, but this one is Tibetan turquoise. So as opposed to the Arizona turquoise, this one is from Tibet, so from the Himalayas. Also very, very pretty. So beautiful, rich blue, and then you've got that warm matrix running through there. I kept this one super simple. So it just has a fine, so this one's got a fine silver. So the difference between when I say sterling silver and fine silver, the fine silver is 99.9% pure silver. Okay. Sterling silver is 92.5% pure silver with usually a copper added to it. So it's a little bit stronger. 925 is a little bit stronger because it's got and not as soft. So I never do the backing in fine silver just because this gets more wear. So the back is always going to be sterling, but sometimes with the side I will do the fine silver. The fine silver won't tarnish as fast because it doesn't have as much copper in it. Now it's also oxidized, so you can see it's got that black in there just to kind of give it that little bit of patina, oxidized on the back. It's got the 925 stamp. And this bale, I hammered it. So this is kind of casual. It's a free-form shape. It kind of looks oval, but it's not. If I stop moving it around, you can see it kind of comes in on this side a little bit more than this side. So it's like this interesting free-form shape, very organic. And so I kind of wanted to add, a little bit of texture to that bale. So I just kind of hammered it out a little bit, beat it up a little bit, and gave it a little bit of texture. And so this is on a Rollo chain. These chains are from Italy. I get my chains from Italy. So, and then I left this one sparkly. So this chain has not been oxidized. So it's a shiny silver. If you want it oxidized, and I'm pretty sure I put it in the listing, just send me a note, and I'll just oxidize it before I send it out, and then that will just have the black patina to it. Okay, and then this one, I believe, is a 20-inch chain. If you wanted it 18, let me know. I am going to bring in some 22s. I don't know if it would. Let me know. I will. Let me know if you're interested in 22 inches for sterling. It's getting like here. I'm thinking about bringing a few in. Thanks for showing me the 3 of them. Yes, of course, Lori. Yeah, and the lighting is pretty good, So hopefully you saw that and you could tell the difference. Okay, so let's look at this one. Get this back here. Okay, come here, baby. All right. So when I do collections, there's always a start. So the start might be a concept of, like, say, river, or a photograph, or something that inspires me from color. And actually, this picture behind me is you can't really see the colors. It's a group of 7 prints, and it's called Mirror Lake. And it really does have the whole colorway of this collection in it, with the blues and kind of the earthy tones. So anyway, with this particular collection, it was this focal. It was this stone. And can you see it? Do you see? I sound like the crazy person in Hannibal. Do you see? It's a beautiful Chrysocolla. It's just got that blue, that seafoam blue, and then you've got that copper in there, and you've got those more almost navy kind of blue in there. It's just an amazing stone. So I've had this for a while, and it's just like, what are we gonna do with you? And then, you know, River was born. So I knew I wanted this to be the 32, you know, this focal, which is probably my most popular length. And I, you know, I knew I wanted to have that for that. So the rest of it just kind of always grows from the focal. So for this, it had to be in copper. It just had to be. So I start with hand forging the ring. So these are not store bought. These are copper wire that I hammer and solder together, and then I wire wrapped it onto here, and then on silk. This is a brown silk. It's got turquoise. So you've got beautiful, yeah, gorgeous turquoise slices that pick up the blue, pick up the green, and then you've got Chrysocolla. So you've got 8 mil Chrysocolla, and you can really see the colorway here. So you've got some of that kind of blue Chrysocolla, you've got some of that turquoise Chrysocolla, some of the green, and then I popped in some Picasso Jasper. So that's what these are, to just warm it up and bring out that beautiful earthiness in that focal, and just to contrast with the turquoise and the Chrysocolla. So this one's actually 34 inches. Let me throw it on. If I throw it on, I'm going to want to keep it, but I won't keep it. So if I was going to keep anything, it would have been the Wild Horse one, and Christine took that one from me. So uh, so, you know, it's this is my most popular, I would say, is this 32 to 34. It's what I wear. It's the style that I usually have. It's just really casual, but you could dress this up. You could throw this on a black, I know you can't see it, but you know, black dress or whatever, and it'll get dressed up or down. So I think they're very versatile. I know, you know, you can slip this over your head, but I did put a clasp on it. So I always put clasps on them, just for whatever reason. You know, maybe you've got big fancy hair or something like that. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to put anything over your head. So there is a clasp on it. So that is this one. I did want to get, I am going to do another one that's going to sit in that 24-inch range. Because I always like to have a silk knotted for that range. Oh, sorry, I didn't pull this up. But it just, I wasn't 100% sure on what I wanted to do. I know the stone, so I'm going to show you the stones. So I actually have a pair. So these are a pair. Look at these. I mean, these could be earrings too. So if somebody went, oh my God, I have to have those on my ear, I'd be more than happy to do them as earrings. But I just thought they were so amazing that I thought that these would be a focal for like a 24-inch silk knotted. And I still think that, and I could make 2 of them because I have the 2, but the design hasn't come to me. And so I just didn't want to rush it, but isn't that something? Let's get it to focus. Look at that. Just so pretty. So again, Chrysocolla on this really organic shape too. So again, I mean, you know, if you have to have those on your ear, which, you know, I get, I can make them as earrings, but I just thought they were really cool for focal as well. Oh, let me, before we go any further, let me just show you a couple others that I've got here. So this is another one on my bench that did not get finished. Beautiful turquoise. This is a Tibetan turquoise again. So you can see the first step. So the first step is doing the outside bezel. So I got that far. I got that far. Um, so yeah, so that's the first step, and then you put it on the back and you go there. So very pretty stone, super pretty. Almost looks like lily pads, right? Lily pads on like a black pond. So that one, um, you know what? That one could be a really cool ring too. I mean, a statement ring. If you've got, maybe a bigger hand than me, or of course a pendant. I mean, cuff bracelet. Laura, you might have missed it, but I'm gonna start doing cuff bracelets. I've got all the stuff for it. I just haven't, because I had somebody that wanted I'm doing a custom order for 2 cuff bracelets. So I brought all the stuff in. So I'm gonna start, getting into those as well. So I have that one. Oh, this one. This one didn't get turned into anything. Look at that stone. My goodness. Right? um, that that deserves my full attention, and so I have to figure out what I want to do with that. With the hearts, it's going to be a pendant, but super gorgeous, so striking in its color. So if that one you like that one, you can let me know. I've got lots of other turquoise, and this little tiny little one. I'm probably gonna turn that into a cuff bracelet. That's a little green turquoise, or it could be a sweet little ring too. Could be a sweet little ring. Um, okay, so we're almost done. Now, before we finish this off, actually, you know what? Let's do this so we can. I'll just skip this one and come back. So this one, turquoise. This one is mine. This is the first long silk knotted necklace I made, and I made it for myself, as you do. And it's just floating style turquoise chips. And I've worn this to shows, and people are like, "Oh, I love it." So I'm offering, of course, I will make one for sure. Now this one, because it's for me, I didn't put a clasp on it, because I will always wear it. I shouldn't say always wear it, but my inclination is to just throw it on and wear it long. That's just kind of me. So I didn't even think I would ever want a clasp, but I will definitely put a clasp on it when you order it. And the reason for that is then you can double it and you can have some versatility. So you can, wear it long, or you can wear it long, or you can double it, or you can do something fun like that. Can you see that? Can you see it? Sort of. There we go. So you just have some flexibility, right, on how to wear it with the clasp on it. If there's no clasp on it, you're just gonna have to do it long. So so for all of those that are ordered online, there will be a clasp. But yeah, floating style turquoise, simple, classic, elegant. Dress it up, dress it down on a black dress. Totally. Okay, so we're almost done. So the last bracelet is very different than the others that we have looked at. It's quite chunky, but very cool. So it is the Chrysocolla. So I think it would actually go really nicely with, well, it does. It goes very nicely with this, because it's the same beads. So the same Chrysocolla 8 mil. Sorry, the same 8 mil Chrysocolla that are in the necklace. So you can see here you've got some really pretty blue green, some green, and then I popped in a few of the Picasso Jasper just to add to the earthiness. And then the focal is a ceramic cube. So I've had these ceramic cubes forever, and I was gonna sell them in a D stash. I'm like, no, hang on to them. You know, it just these things just need the perfect thing to show up, and then they're perfect. And so I think this bracelet is unisex. I think a guy could rock that easily. And again, this one's this one's big for me. This one I think is I can't remember what it is. It's at least a 7. So again, it's bigger beads. So if you're going to order it, take that into account, right? So you need to have that adjustability for the larger beads. But really cool. And just a couple little copper washers there just to do the separation. And again, this is a stretchy one, so double strung with opalon, knotted in 3 places, good and strong. Okay, so we did that. All right, so we're gonna finish off here with 2 pieces that have been on the website for a while. They haven't belonged to a collection. I think I'm going to do a video that is called The Sale of Misfit Gems or something. All of the pieces that don't have a collection attached to them, that you know, aren't being seen, that aren't getting the love. So I think I'm going to do a whole thing on that coming up after Thanksgiving, and that should be fun, and we'll, you know, see how that goes. But anyway, it's a beautiful piece. It's the turquoise. It's the turquoise chips and a gorgeous blue opal. Let's see if we can get it so you can see it here. Super pretty blue opal as the focal. So it's got that seafoam green, it's got some brown kind of matrix to it, and you know, done on the brown silk. It's definitely a kind of a casual vibe to this one, because I didn't do a fancy bail or anything. I just kind of, you know, tied it there. Let's see if I can. There, yeah, so I just kind of tied it there. So it definitely has more of a casual kind of vibe to it, but I'm really surprised it's still here. So so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put it in this collection, so it, you know, because it works perfectly with it, and we'll see what happens. And the price, you know, I reduced the price on it as well. I mean, the reason that it was a little bit on the higher side is the opal. The blue opal is an expensive stone. So that kind of screamed it up there. And then that one is got the copper. I put a little copper clasp on it. I don't have an extender on it, but super easy to put an extender on it. I think this one is, I'm guessing this is like 17, 18 inches. You'd have to read the listing. I can't remember off the top of my head, but just looking at it, it's definitely not 20. So if you need it to be a little bit longer, I can absolutely put an extender on it. But I just think it's really pretty. So anyway, it is now part of this collection, but it has been on the website for a while. And then another pair, the last, oh, sorry. I forgot to put the listing up, but I put it up there now. So the last thing on the collection for tonight is, again, a pair of earrings that have been on the site but not attached to anything, so they're not getting love. And they're Chrysocolla, so I'm not sure why they're not getting love, but they're big. They're definitely on the bigger side. Let me see. Can you see those? Let me see if we can get the pictures. Are good on these. Is it better with the white card? Hang on. See if we can get. Sometimes it takes the light a second here to catch catch the color. Oh, kind of see it. You can see it's like it's got, to me it's like it looks like kind of rocks and then again more water. I mean, oh, there we are. Okay, can you see that? So you've got the teal in there. You can see that band of teal, and then more of like a navy, almost like navy blue, like a royal blue. And then you've got that warm earthy matrix to it. I think they're super cool. And then they have these little tips like this, this one's got that little copper at the tip of it. And they're a nice match pair. I mean, they're not 100% perfectly mirror matched, but I think they're a good match pair, and an interesting shape too. They're different. And I put the bales on them, so they're substantial. It's not just a little O-ring. Anyway, they're on with the collection now. And I think here, let me throw these up. Yeah, and I reduced the price of them as well. So I think they're 50. I mean, big statement Chrysocolla on sterling silver. But they are statement earrings. That's, for sure. They are on the bigger side. So again, if the trend is kind of going towards smaller earrings, they've been sitting here and I'm thinking maybe I'll turn them into 2 pendants. I can absolutely do that. Yeah, right? I know. Well, here's the thing, Lori. Like, there's a lot of stuff on the website, right? And and I know, unless you go digging, you aren't going to necessarily see stuff. So that's why I started doing stuff in the collections, so that it's just, stuff is all together and kind of coordinated. So, these were pre kind of collection stuff, and they just but with the way the website's set up, with these might interest you as well. With all the Chrysocolla selling, like these are the only Chrysocollas that have stayed on the website. So I'm shocked, but anyway, hopefully they find a good home. And if they don't, again, I will turn them into pendants, because I think they'd be really cool pendants too. And I have no problem doing that. So if you're like, no, I like the stone, but they're just too big for my ear, let's turn them into a necklace. 100%, we can do that. So Lauren, let me look at what you're asking me here. Could you please show me the freeform Chrysocolla and the river long knotted? Which Chrysocolla? So the river long knotted and the Chrysocolla. Well, thank you. The last. Which freeform earrings? The first ones, Lori? These ones here? Freeform from earlier on. Okay, so these are the first freeform that are officially on here. But you know what? Well, okay, so here's this one. Let me see if we can do this here. Let me get sorted out. Okay, so here's the focal. Honestly, Lori, I think this pair is too blue for this particular focal. I think these guys, but I think what would be better, and maybe this is, oh, maybe, are you talking about that? Is that what you're talking about? No, I wouldn't do those together. Now this one, maybe. See, now you're, see, there's a good way to see it. See how this one is more navy and this is more teal. So when you start getting these side by side, okay, so let me take this off the card. It doesn't like the white card here. You know, you tell me, but personally, see, I think those go. They're really long though, and weird shape. Um, I don't know about that one either. You know, the best match to this, and for some reason they're not. Well, you probably don't want studs, and I probably have some other stuff too. If you're thinking of um, something for this focal, because I'm just seeing what's on my. I'm seeing what's on my desk because it's a little ridiculous. Oh, here, let me look at these. These are a long teardrop that we didn't even look at, which, let's see. No, see how teal this is? Once you start getting it beside stuff, it's like, it really brings out that seafoamy tealness. So you have to kind of, like honestly, an African turquoise stone would be good too, because it has, you know, see how this one's got all the colorways to it? I wouldn't put these shapes together, but you see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you could put the shapes together. I mean, who am I to say? But, um, like, where's up here? Let's see what do you think? I think these are going to be too blue. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Those are going to be too blue. Yeah, we need like if you're thinking of something to go with this, and you don't, I mean, you could do just small studs, but if you wanted something that drops, like here's another Chrysocolla. Like we just need to find, and you know, again, I got the serrated bezel on this, but that's as far as I got, because this is another, holy moly, look at that. And that is just such a cool stone. And I don't know how to finish it. It hasn't come to me how I want to finish this off. So I'm not going to rush this stone. It's so cool. And it's like this way, something here. So anyway, but you can see this is also Chrysocolla, and this is the colorway that you need, that teal with the brown. So we need to find some earring stones that have that. Can you hold up the blue opal? Hi, Anne. Yes, of course. the unloved blue opal. So let's see. It's and I'll tell you what, I have two of these blue opals. So I can make something like, if it's this style of it, I don't know. I don't, is it if it's the casualness of this, if you know, you want to fancy your bail, I have another blue opal that I can work with. But I haven't wanted to do anything with it because, again, it's a higher end stone, and you know, I'm trying to figure out what's, sorry, it's being challenging. There. Can you see it? It's kind of got like, it almost looks like crackle. It's not cracked, like it's not cracked, but you see what I'm saying? It's like the pattern in the stone is, and that light part here is not camera flash. That's actually on the stone. So it's got really light teal. It's got the darker. It's got a little bit of that natural, which I thought, you know, with the brown silk, just kind of pulled out the warm in it. And then you know, turquoise. Yeah, but it's just a little bit more of a casual style. Here, let me put it on so you can see. Yeah, Lori, I think if you're thinking, you know, if you're picking up, if you know, if you've picked up, or I can't see that stuff, but you know, if you're thinking that long knotted in that chrysocolla, we just need to find the right earrings to go with it. Um, and I might have something else here, but yeah, it just needs to be. Sorry, I've got to get rid of my moonstone. Um, yeah, so Lori, sorry, it just needs to be matching in that teal color. So let me look into my stash and see what else I've got here, because I'm honestly I'm not sure that any of these I would necessarily put with that. Okay, Anne, can you see that? So, you know, it's a little bit more casual, but I think it's, you know, it's you could dress this up or down. Is there a way to have both stones? Oh, both stones together in a neck. Is it as blue as this? Yes, yeah, they're a matching set. So the other one, I have no idea where it is. But the other blue opal is a matching pair. So they kind of were made for earrings. Um, but in all honesty, you know, because they're a little bit more expensive, I thought the price point of those earrings is going to be crazy. So, you know, I wanted to kind of, and I thought it worked really well with the turquoise. So I wanted to kind of do that. I don't know how you would put both stone. I'd have to think about that, how you'd want to do both. Um, but yeah, it's just, you know, I think it's just pretty. It just adds that little bit. You know, it's not too big for sure. You know, you can wear open blouse or over a turtleneck. Yeah, so I think it's like eight. It looks like it's like 18, 19 inches. Could be 20. I have to measure it. I'm sure the listing should say. Let's pull the listing back up. I'd have to think about how the is it possible to use a different color cord? For sure. Yeah. Like so you could do it on with gray. I wouldn't do anything too bright. Um but you could absolutely do it on gray, which is what I did because I like the gray because it just makes it more neutral. So these turquoise are on the gray. As opposed to these turquoise that are on the brown. So the gray is, yeah, the gray is just kind of timeless. I like the gray, but like I wouldn't get into. I mean, it's up to you, but you know, I don't tend to get into like the really colored silks, like the teals and stuff like that. I can, but I tend to kind of try to do timeless kind of classic stuff. So yeah, that's the gray. That's the brown. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the brown. Could be. And I could absolutely make the other one with, you know, with like a connector, like, you know, like I usually do, you know, with like the connector and wire wrap it. Yeah, it's the gray, right? I know. Um Timeless and classic, but sometimes the brown is nice. But yeah, I maybe that's what it is with this one. Is it just it's making it a little bit too something. it's too it's too something. So maybe the gray. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to remake it in gray. And we'll do, you know, I'll bring it out on another live and we can take a look at it. How do you feel about this? is it, would you be interested in the opal on the gray with it? Yeah, right? Yeah, you know, I was going to, like, this is one that's been sitting there, and I'm like, I think I need to do something with this. So I was going to actually see if I could take it apart and add a connector to it, and then redo, like, because I've got some space here. So, I've got space here. So I was going to see if I could, cut this and have enough, if I had enough. I don't have enough. So, but, I was going to try to see if I could do it on a connector and do that, because yeah, I think it needs something else, which is why it hasn't got the love. And even at shows and stuff like that, um, the ones that have that extra detail are the ones that kind of get picked up. So yeah, I can absolutely do that, right? Yeah, you know, you try stuff, you go, you see, you test the market, and the market says, don't do that. I think I think that's what we're finding out. Don't do that. So okay, notate. And that's the thing, like the blue opal, right? Like, the way I price things is it goes into a spreadsheet, and all of the material goes in, and the labor stuff, for a silk knot is the same as the labor stuff. So all the labor for like the 32 inches are all the same. It takes me about the same amount of time. So really the difference is in the material. That's it. And so and that's what happens is you get something super pricey like an opal, and then it just seems like kind of out of whack a little bit. But and so that's why I was like, I think because it is a blue opal, it needs to be a little bit more dressed up than it is, to then be able to kind of not justify the price, but be more in line with the clientele for it. Let's put it that way. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay, absolutely. And yeah, I will do one up. Did you like that length? Is it okay in that, like, 20 inches, somewhere in around there? Yeah. Absolutely. I will do that. Okay, so I think that is everything that I was going to show you. Oh my god, you guys, thanks for hanging out, listening to me talk for an hour and a half. Oh my gosh, I so appreciate that. So yeah, I'll go back through the comments. I don't know if anybody said anything about times and things like that. Um, as I said, I've got this set up now. So I'm gonna do this more often. I have to get past Thanksgiving. If you're local, okay, I see that, Ann. 24, 24, 26. Okay, perfect. So if you're local here, this weekend I'm going to be at Hernder Winery, and they're having their big annual craft show. So this is the first craft show they're having there since after the fire. And so it's outside. There's like 100 vendors there. So I'm super excited to be there this weekend. So if you're around, come out, support them, support us. And if you are going to be around, let me know. My location is right off the patio, so in between kind of the bridge and the patio. So I'm in a pretty good spot with like 4 other vendors. And then Thanksgiving weekend, I'm in Vineland. I'm not at Balls Falls, and I'm not at the school. I'm at the O'Shavings event, which is the big lot where they have the ice cream and stuff on Victoria. So I'll be in there on Thanksgiving weekend. So after that, the plan is to do one of these maybe every week or so, and I'll be doing bundles coming up to Christmas, and I'm also going to be putting together some gift guides. So putting some things together for gifts under 50 and stuff like that. So I'll be doing those. And if you miss it, I do think I'm going to do the one for the the sale of misfit gems, of some of the things that haven't moved, or even some things that I have here. Like I have so many stones, and I'm like, this doesn't fit in any collection, and it doesn't fit in any collection I'm going to be doing. But the stone is so cool, that's why I bought it. And so that's the type of thing that I think, if we do a sale of misfit gems, could be kind of fun. So let me know what time, like if 7, I know, because I've got people across the country, and I know 7's early. Let me know, is 8 o'clock? Do you want me to switch it up? Do Thursday's work? Think about it and let me know, email or social media. And, I kind of want to get a set time so people expect it at a certain time. But so for me, I think Thursdays are good, and then that way, if I'm doing deals and stuff like that, they can go through the weekend for the people that are live. And I am going to do that. I actually, I just didn't get that far tonight because I was doing stuff like 2 minutes before 7 here tonight. So, but I will be doing discount codes and stuff for the people that show up live. And so only the people that are here live will get those. I'm sorry I didn't get one set up. And so I appreciate you guys showing up so much. I do. I honestly thought I was going to be here talking to myself. And if you are watching the replay, I hope you enjoyed it, and reach out with any questions and stuff like that. So if nobody else has any other questions or anything, I will sign off so you can go back to your evening. And Lori, I will look for some earrings, and I will work on that necklace. I won't be able to even touch it till next week because of the show this weekend. But I will send you some pictures, and we'll chat about that. Okay. And just send me your email just so I know exactly where I'm sending that to. And everybody good? Nobody has any other questions or anything you need me for? Okay. So again, thanks guys. Love and light to you, and I will catch you in email or social media and on the next video. All right. Have a great evening. Take care.